a macro level. Okay, so you're not supposed to be like too technical, you will not have to be coding, etc. But at least we should understand what is going on, how they use AI, what can be benefit from the AI, our in banking. And this actually will help, at least if you want to recruit people work in some problems, you know what kind of profiles you can like recruit, or maybe you're gonna think of creating a unit, analytics unit. I don't know if you have it right now in your bank. Do you have something like that? Yeah. AI and that analytics unit. Innovation and learning. Innovation. It's not exactly. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, but it's not really that the analytics or AI that we're talking about nowadays. So it's very important. Maybe this was you can get inspired. Okay, I need this in my department or whatever, and you can move forward. Before I start, definitely, and I like a class to be very engaging. So and we are here to learn from each other. So you have experience, banking, etc. I have some experience in analytics and AI. It will be like a mutual learning. Okay. Before I start, I'm gonna ask like a question, and I will take like maybe 3 answers randomly from each group. Someone will answer, will address this question. And you use so far AI or analytics in your department, and what kind of tools or methods that you use? So I'll start here. Anyone would like to talk, or I choose randomly?
Actually, I not today. The MI is talking. Maybe we must get them gonna say regressions on these.
Okay, so that's some statistical methods or models.
Maybe for us, not personally used by the bank, but by the being in treasury, there's algorithms used in the data providers that provide you the data on the financial markets. That's the closest thing.
Okay.
As a bank, no.
Yeah, that's perfect to know. This is why I can guide the discussion and see how really you can benefit from this session. Okay, here, yeah.
To understand this.
Now, I asked if you use kind of AI methods analytics, so I'm going to do. I think it's doing the same.
All division we have all reports or all reports, and there is an agency provides for the reports. Now they are talking about social media. Yeah, so we can use so we can know that the campaigns is if you want.
Okay.
Don't know.
Any feedback?
We don't have anything implemented. Or I work in a legal division, so we are really very paperwork and manual work, but nothing related to data or AI. I think generally over the bank, we don't have it very much implemented or used.
Okay, great to hear. Now, my second question, also, I asked this question. I don't know if you had the time to go over the syllabus. Just, I would like to know, from your perspective, actually, how we can see AI adding value to your business. Yeah, assume that yes, we're gonna use we're gonna go this direction with AI. So, what is actually the added value that you really perceive?
The bank or in our division?
Sorry,
in the bank?
Maybe in your division. So, in the bank and in your division, you can answer both.
First of all, accurate data, I believe. Accurate data,
Okay.
forecasting, proper pricing, appropriate, say, market segmentation tool.
Mhm. So you perceive actually AI is an added value. It's not like you are not resistant to this technology. Some people. You know, like some when you have like a new technology that emerged, but it's not easy also to convince like managers or maybe the company or CEOs. They feel like a bit like resistant. You know, that anything new, like in your personal life, in your life. So if really are exposed to something new, so the first reaction or the first impression maybe will be like reluctant to try it, something new. Okay. But when we talk about AI and really you perceive an added value, maybe you will tailor it according to your needs and what you need in your department, and you see that AI really can help in this case. So from this group.
Well, for me, I want a system that can generate automated answers for frequently asked questions. That way it would save time, effort for whoever, and provide quick answers. I mean, if AI.
That's perfect. You know that it's based on NLP, natural language processing. Actually, they use it a lot. Right? In many languages. Yeah.
They can target a word, or if it's existent, it's gonna generate an automated answer.
That would be great. If,
be
go for it. Yes, it's easy to actually implement software or maybe company that to you can use the platform or the infrastructure of AI in your conditions. And last year from this group.
Just have a question. Can you explain what was the truth?
Your perspectives, how from your perspectives, how do you perceive AI and the value your division or your banks?
It's important for the marketing. Answer the platform.
No, one's not working. Now, okay, perfect. Yes. So, artificial intelligence, from its name, intelligence, and like I'm looking for something like smart, intelligent, etc. We try to make machines actually like as a human being to do the task. Like Sarah said, if I can really get something that can answer automated to answer a frequently question. So it's a kind of like let's say you are creating like a platform that based on AI, and this will help you to assist you actually to answer these questions. Data analytics, and I can say like AI and analytics are closely related. Yeah, when we talk about AI, sure, we are talking about data. You cannot actually create anything without training based on our data. But however, maybe data analytics, it focuses more on how to drive better decisions or better informed decisions. Yeah, it's more about you have the data, you need really to get into this data deep to see what kind of information I can get from this data set or from this data that I have, and how it can improve my decision making process. So this is like a small difference, but actually are related. When we talk about analytics, I said, first of all, data. You have data in your division, right? But sometimes you do not know how to use this data. Okay, we have like an asset, but we don't know actually how to manage, how to run this. How can really I gain insights? Okay, exactly. So when we talk about analytics, once you have the data, information technology, you need statistical modeling, you need also computer science skills. Quantitative methods, computer based models, and so on. This is actually, we call it like data analytics, and we need all this stuff in order to what? To mine the data and gain some insights from what we have at hand. And definitely, we are not doing analytics just like, you know, to get ourselves busy just like working on something, but we do not gain something in return. Why I want to adopt this approach? Why? Because it will improve my decision making. We will gain, and the managers, you. Their decisions, as I said before. Now, this analytics. So I said analytics in general, or data analytics, and then I'm saying business analytics. In your opinion, what is business analytics? Here I add which term? Yeah, it's still analytics, but the flavor or what I'm applying, what I'm doing here, I'm applying the tools or the analytics tools in the business context. Okay. Yeah, take for example, nowadays products. Okay, how would you target, let's say, customers to sell them loan? So far, what is the how do you target? So what credit cards, etc. Yeah, you should understand first your and
Do I say?
inputs.
Like a shot, you have to understand their needs first. 360-degree view, their interactions with all channels and even social media.
Okay.
Goes into an analytic systems that will tell me his behavior, his preferences, what travels, what he eats, and so on.
Perfect. So you said that we want to understand first their needs, right? But to understand their needs, and I wanna involve analytics or AI in this process. How would you think, you know, AI can play a role or analytics here to help me in understanding the needs of my customers? You will rely on what? How can I do? Yeah, so you need live data, okay? And sometimes, not sometimes, all the time you will rely on historical data and like data that we have before. And we try to do what? To match to similar profiles to target these people. Yeah, based on the historical data, we know what kind of people or clients are interested in that specific product. And let's now build a model that will give a talat and for future customers or future clients. If you target these customers, so you have a potential or you have like a high percentage that you can gain new clients. Okay. Yes.
Now, many people are shifting from segments into what something called segment of one. Segment of one is each individual has its own behavior, has its own.
Yeah, you customize it according to each one.
Just like Amazon and those big companies.
Yeah.
They target you as an individual.
Yes. So you can do the same action. The bank, but you can't start directly, like targeting just, you start from the micro. So, but first of all, you should have like an overall view or overview about your customers in general, what kind of profile, and then you start to look at like sub segments for each. Okay, great. In your opinion, why business analytics is important or analytics is important, or how it can help? Definitely, there is like a strong positive relationship between the business analytics and profitability of business. And it means that if we adopt this approach, so here we believe that what that will increase profitability, right? Also, it's related to revenue of business. The revenue will also. It's essential actually to understand our data, and I cannot understand my data without tools. And how, okay, I have data, but how I will understand? So I need tools to help me to understand this data. And once I understand, then look, for anything in life, if you do not understand the goal or what you have, can you move forward? No. So I can take a simple example, language. Sometimes someone, let's say, talking, speaking like Chinese, okay? And maybe we cannot really do anything because we do not what? It's not that the goal is difficult, but we do not understand the language. It's a barrier. So the first thing that we should think of is to understand our data. Once I understand, I can move forward. Okay. Analytics has 3 dimensions. And when we talk about business analytics, we have like 3 main dimensions: descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. And what is the difference between those 3 dimensions? When we mention descriptive analytics, the term that I use what? Yeah, before analytics, I said what? Descriptive. Yeah, I'm describing. Okay. Yeah, it means that what? We are describing what we have, the problem. I have a client in sales, or a number of customers that wanted a loan, and then like I'm like a problem. I'm not able to understand why. But here I can notice what I have. Yeah, it's like scripted. I'm describing. Then I can look, I can connect it to the medical field. If someone has any problem, so first of all, diagnose, right? Cannot, the doctor cannot prescribe any medication if it does not understand what there's the problem. Okay, and once you know the problem, this is half of what? Cure or treatment. Okay, I know, it's like a halfway of, I'm really close to the treatment. And after that, I should think, as a medical doctor, what kind of medication or procedure that I should use in order to what? To treat this client, okay, this patient. Okay, here the same thing. Once we understand the problem, we have to move to the second stage, phase, predictive analytics. In your opinion, why it's important predictive analytics? And when we talk about predictive, we are trying to what? To predict. Okay, why it's important to predict? Yeah, it can help us to avoid
To prevent problems, or to find solutions, and like be hands-on once the event occurs.
Actually, to be proactive. If I want to make any decision, I can predict before like this problem happens. I can avoid uncertainty. Exactly, I can minimize the risk. I can avoid many problems. If really I have like a good predictive model that can assist me to what and predicting like similar picture we call for what we have. I will give an example. This happens a lot. There is a churn problem. What does it mean, churn? Okay, a churn, it means that if you have a client, let's say in your bank, and then this client decides to what? To quit your business and move to another competitor. Because we call it here like churn, okay? And as bankers, and sure, and you try to satisfy your customers and to maintain those customers doing business with you, right? Now, if I build a model, and this model can tell me what customers are at risk to leave the business here, like you will be like proactive, before they leave and before they suddenly, okay, they decide to leave your business. Here, what we'll do, okay, so now I know like the profiles of people at risk. Really, here maybe you will do like some intervention. You maybe call these customers, try to understand what they do not really like, why they are not happy, and so on. Maybe you can offer them something, etc. Adjust the plan and do like an intervention that really prevent those customers from what leaving your business. But this was based on what? On predictive. And if that predictive and tell me, and look, those customers will leave your business, I can act. That problem occurs. We may our worst case scenario. What are the things that might well leave your that we do not have 100%
Probability of default analysis.
exactly. Yeah, look here, you should determine. This is a great question. Yani, never will have like 100% certainty. Yeah, if we are sure in our lives, of things that 100%, it's like deterministic, right? There is no need to do anything. Like 100% someone will leave or etc. It's not. It will be like something deterministic, right? But the models help us to what? To determine this probability. Yeah, let's say, and I will have like a chance 90% or 80% accuracy that this model can what? Can identify or can predict people who will leave our business. So I can rely on this model rather than relying on what? On my intuition or something that really I do not have any facts. Okay, we'll leave maybe 50%, yes, 50%. No, it was 50%, yes, 50%, no. In your opinion, is it really an informed, or is it an information? And if I tell you, look, this customer has 50% chance to leave and 50% chance to stay. How do you find this information or this stage? Is it informative? Yes, 50%, 50%. This is the maximum, our maximum uncertainty. Yeah, 50%. Okay, 50%. I will win. 50%. I will not win. Yes, you are not giving me actually like insights, right? It should be above what 50% to gain something. So if I create a model now and the model is accurate, let's say 80%, and here 80%, you have, and you know that this customer 80% chance that will leave. Is it an informative statement? Yes or no? Yes, here I can add. Okay. And prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive is from what? Prescription. Okay. We understood what is the problem. We try to build like a predictive model. Now we need to actually action plan. So this is actually the prescriptive analytics, and it relies on optimization models, etc. It's not covered here, but just I'm mentioning what the stages or the phases that business analytics involve. When we for example, sometimes most of the departments their inventory by the end now if I want to clean the inventory, I reduce the price like randomly and let's drop the price from let's say 20 dinar product to 10 randomly, or if I have something really that can help me to what? To get like an optimal solution. And I will not actually generate loss. I want to actually gain something, right? So here, if we do, first of all, that is take the sales based on price, let's say, and then here maybe we'll find the best sets of pricing and advertising. And based on the my predictive model, I will look. And I built a model in terms of what? Sales, it's my target. I'm predicting sales in terms of what? Of price. Here, in this step, I will see, what are the prices that give me what? The maximum or the optimal sales. Okay, I can say, okay, with this price, I will go to what? To reduce my inventory. So this was just like an example. Right? Exactly. Yeah. The model, the mathematical model that I have, I don't like if I set that price at say $20 per year, I can still generate an optimal or optimal. I don't know. I do not have. I'm not watching the time, so yeah.
It's good, 9:10. 9:10.
9:10. Okay. Great. Now, data analytics, mining. And when you hear about mining, what do we mine in general? Gold, right? So yeah, we try to dig and like to find finally, but gold, okay? Now, when we talk about data mining, and we are mining data, okay? The extract. So our goal here is it will be what? The insights, right? And I have data that look, data by itself, it's actually a lot of noise. Okay, data, but I do not understand what is in this data, okay? And there are little signals in the data. Yeah, there are gold, and you need to mine in order to extract from that data the gold or the insights. Okay, and here you need to use analytics or AI skills. So first of all, we should understand, find the purpose. And I asked you before coming to class to identify a project that you can work on. Did you do your exercise?
Yeah.
Okay. What I would like to hear from each group like briefly. So what would be your project? No, define the purpose. And what is the purpose? And what is the purpose of your project?
The property of the phone to the top customer.
Okay, guys. Let's listen to our colleagues. Okay.
We will try to define the probability of the code.
Can we give us 2 minutes so that they agree together and then they can share? 1 minute for them to talk and then share the idea.
Yeah, I'm giving to each group the time to share their the insights or the information about their project. So it was about predicting default. So let's call it here. And you are interested in the default problem. Okay, why for you? Why it's important to study this problem?
It's costly.
Perfect. Color. Default. Your group. Your project. Idea of your project. Okay. حلو الصراحة.
That was like a brainstorming thing that actually, it's not a brainstorming, it's a dream that I wanted to come true.
Okay.
Yeah, I need the automated and.
Automated. Okay, let's take it. At least you thought about this point and you said, like I wanna really think of creating a platform for
questions.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like data is better.
You would think.
Okay, but if you want to get that problem, look for in their division or in their department, they said we are interested in defaults, and I need to identify defaulters. And because it's really costly, if I can really avoid this problem, that would be great. Okay, so this is their problem. Maybe it could be so just be interested and just give me like a title or a purpose, going in that mind. First of all, we should understand the purpose or define a purpose. What is the purpose?
Well, in different departments.
Oh, okay.
Now, in our department, one of the targets like to lower concentration on certain, like the top 100 clients. For example. So we use the data to first see the information and we try to resolve that problem.
Okay.
You're telling me be a little more.
Yeah. If you want to give me a title, and for the title is default, reducing default. You
Reducing concentration risk. I don't know.
of what?
Risk of concentration of
Okay. So you'll explain later on, and I know, I said, we're gonna go over these projects And every time I cover like a session, and you will see how it can link and know your project to what we are covering in that course. Okay, so I'm not supposed to the project, but at least you have an idea on how to move forward with your project based on what you are learning in this course. Okay, so sure. Okay, guys. So. Yeah, if I wanna really analyze default, I need what? I need data. So sure, you have historical data, right? And after that, we need to describe the data to understand, you know, what we have in this data set. And this is like a part that relates to what? To the descriptive analytics that I mentioned before. And definitely later on, those, yeah, something technical. And I want to specify, you know, what kind of models that I can use, and I will use something related to neural networks, or maybe something related to regression, and what kind of tools that can help me actually to predict default. And sure, you need like, and to finally, when you build a model, you need an accurate model or inaccurate. Accurate, right? Yeah, you try to optimize the accuracy as much as possible. Okay, maybe Ahmed said, okay, I built a model, but this model is accurate like 70%. Okay, because it's acceptable, it's not that bad, but maybe Ali here will say, or Noor will say, okay, look, 70% is okay, guys. So let's just here Noor said, okay, 70% is a good accuracy, but we can do better. You know, let's actually increase what this accuracy. And I aim to increase it, let's say, to 80 or 85%, right? You need to do what here? I showed Ahmed's model, it was 70%. Now Noor will proceed to what? To create like a model with 85%. So she will try to what? Maybe adding other variables, other predictors, maybe removing some predictors that weren't really significant or important. And you know, maybe will it change the technique? Ahmed used, like, let's say, regression technique. She will use maybe a data mining or machine learning technique and compare, and which one will give me better results. So we go over this process and to tune our model, and finally to decide on model to deploy. Yani we'll discuss together. This is the maximum that we can do. This is our bet. Don't be very, very optimistic. And okay, maybe sometimes you cannot reach your goal, okay, but you know, with the constraints that you have, with the data availability or all this stuff, maybe you will be able to increase the accuracy up to 75%. Fine, it's better than 70%, and you can use the model so far as long as you do not have control over what? Over other factors that can increase the accuracy of your model. Okay, so you will say that this is the best that we can do within the constraints that we have. Okay. You have data. Yeah. So for you, what is big data? What is big data?
Method.
Data.
Okay.
Information. Random data.
Random data. Okay.
More information about communication.
Big data. What is big data for you? Yeah, what comes to your mind when you hear about big data? So I'm not asking, I don't need like an accurate answer from you. Just like I'm trying to understand how you perceive it. Okay.
So
Full information.
Information. Yeah. But here let's distinguish between information and data. And when you talk about information, it means that what? Something informative, right? I get insights. Okay. And I mentioned before that data is like noise, but we are trying to find the signals in that data. So can you change your answer to give like another answer? Other information.
Full data.
Yeah, data and that a large data set. Okay, a large data. Okay. Yeah.
let's move on from structured data to structured data.
Okay. Look, all the answers can be part of the definition of big data, okay? But big data, you know, it's not when we say like big data, it means that just like it's a large data set. No, not only this, it is a large data set, but it's not actually the definition of big data. Big data, it means that when we are talking about structured and unstructured data, and I'll explain what does it mean. Look, take an example here. And I would what okay.
Yes, fine.
Dinar, sorry. Dinar is more, yeah, Emirates. And eight. And so on, okay? This is a data set, right? And information or what kind of feature we are collecting. Gender. But we will try to what? To see to what extent these when we talk about or no, either react or okay. In your opinion, is this data well organized or is it unstructured? It is organized, right? Organized is like, يعني if I want to call it like in Arabic, like Muslim, I know, yeah, actually I know I have like for each client like row, I know age, income, gender, and it's like in spreadsheet. Exactly. It's organized and it's like in a spreadsheet, Excel or whatever. So it's ready for what? I'm saying organized, it's ready for analysis. Okay, already I can take the data set and analyze it. I do not have something that really takes time to organize the data set. But now I will take another example to make a distinction between
What does really
exactly. And exactly. Not only, not necessarily that this was related on this with these predictors, right? So you have a lot of factors that could affect the status of the model. But for simplicity, I'm taking like just like 3 predictors to understand. Okay, so this unstructured data, and data is not only about recording like a quantitative values or something that we can write in a spreadsheet like that in Excel. When you go to social media, you have a lot of data. The tweets, for example, you can tweet about your bank, let's say, okay? So but the tweets are already organized. I can put it like that in an Excel file like that. No. So I can see also what video. maybe related to the company or audios or whatever, all this kind of statement that say that I think, but it's not really organized, it's unstructured data. And if-
we have this.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm the one who's responsible about this division.
yeah,
احنا دائما يوصلنا ريبورت ويكون او اطلب انا الريبورت يكون في مثلا اذا كان في حمله علي انا اوكي
Yeah.
كامبين ضدي انا اذا كانت هي كامبين طبعا نيجاتيف ايش كثر الناس اللي قاعد يسوون عليها تويت وريتويت يبين عندهم يبين عندي البوست اللي انا حطيته افكت على الحمله ولا لا يعني اذا البوست هذا كان defend my situation شنو اللي سوى يبين عندنا كل هالمواضيع كل هالافكتس العمل اللي عندنا بالريبورت ففي ريبورتات يس وي كان جو سبيسيفيكلي نحن نوصل على تولز معينه اللي هي تو فيكس
yes, by nature, the data is not structured, and just like you're collecting tweets, videos, etc. Mentally, and you know, so a lot of things.
هذا اللي انت قاعد تاخذ بوجه عام
Exactly.
اي
So and then
سبيسيفيك شيء
yeah, exactly. But this is why and you use actually to make it a bit like structure to analyze, to understand, to gain insight from that data. Okay, and just the distinction between structured and unstructured. Structured is actually it can be like. Anything, videos, as I said, audios or tweets and so on. And sure, the analysis of structured or unstructured is completely different. Yani when I deal with big data, I can deal with NLP, natural language processing, and there is something that's called sentiment analysis. Okay, what is the sentiment analysis? You know, I have these tweets, etc. I will analyze it. What kind of sentiment gives me? Is it really positive, negative, etc.? How can I use the info that I'm getting to what? To improve my performance as bank or as a division and so on. Okay, so this is big data mainly. And under big data. Okay. To highlight like the success of analytics or artificial intelligence. First of all, here that's a lot. Sometimes the people they can abuse the system, etc. And sure, for an insurance company, they need to what is the opportunity here? It was actually to detect defaults, right? Here it was what the opportunity or the main goal, the objective. Save and make money by reducing what fraudulent auto insurance claims, and not all the claims are authentic. So this is why, and we have like fraudulent. And how can we identify these fraudulent claims and so on? So by using that. And actually like from 50% to 88%, and they were able to reduce fraudulent claim investigation by 95%. Imagine. Yeah, so if I didn't use any analytics model or artificial intelligence model, maybe I'm not able to identify a lot of fraudulent claims. So by using this technique or this technology, so the company was able to hit 95% accuracy to identify fraudulent claims. So this is an achievement. Okay, so it will help a lot. Now, so now when we talk about dark data, it's like just dark data, but black data. No, dark data. What does it mean? Dark data. Data that we have in our organization, but we do not know how to use this. And actually, this is the case of many companies. Yeah, they have they have really assets, but they do not know how to use it. Here it comes the role of analytics people, and here it comes the role, the importance of analytics, and to think of hiring actually people skilled in this field in order to help us to generate insight from that that data. Yeah, as managers, okay, you know, I'm a manager, but I'm not really an analytics guy, let's say. I know that I have something important, but I do not know how to really shape it or how to really gain insight. Now your role, so to identify people to hire, you know, or to create a position, as I said, or a unit that can handle this. Quality improvement. This is like a case for McDonald's. And here, what is the purpose? They want to move from manual to tool and improve quality. Okay. And what they did, they over 1,000 pounds per minute for. Accordingly, they wanted to adjust the ovens and process automatically. You know, like sometimes you can not get it like for taste or whatever. Some maybe sometimes they rely on historical data in order to assure quality. It does not meet the standards. They would do what with it? And you are wasting your money. Okay, so they were able to improve this or to avoid. A slide to do analytics. I don't know if you heard about it before. Did you hear about it? Software are used to analyze data, and some of them are open source, and they are free. And here we have list of companies that use these tools like Facebook, Google, Ford, Deloitte, etc. are and Python. And buy and pay the license. Okay, maybe you can ask me what is the difference between on icons, etc. And someone does not require a lot of time to learn how to do the analysis. But for open source, we need to want to coding. Okay,
even asking special code.
exactly. So it had special coding, but also now that they have like you can use it like you can use the icons that already you can do it. But it's not like R and Python. R really you need and Python you need to code everything. Maybe the learning rate is a bit low at the beginning, but once really you are familiar with it, it will be very, very easy. But not you will do this stuff as management, no, but you can, as I said, again, what is the point is to hire people with the right skills. I know that if I want to like interview someone, at least I will ask them to have any expertise or experience, let's say with open source software or Python, etc. Or maybe your division or the infrastructure is based on what? On open source. You know that you have this in your company. So now you are aware of what you have. So you'll not be using them as managers. You'll not get your hands dirty with the data of using software, etc. But you know what are the people that can make it. Okay. Now. Applications, but I selected maybe the most popular ones. Okay, so in general, so AI can have detection are based on what? AI, right? And don't credit also decision. bank invest or banks invest their money in the market, and they need to track the trends, whether they invest this stock, etc. And what time exactly, so this can be very helpful. Data collection and analysis. Only briefly depends on the time that we still have for this session. Hannah, what time is it now?
9:54.
Already 9:55. Okay. Look, directly related to your sector, to the banking sector. People, what they do, yeah, your clients, what they use? In general, they use what? ATM,
Credit cards.
to do what? To withdraw cash, to just some bills. Yeah, they do like a huge number. Yeah, we have like a huge number of transactions. Okay. And these transactions must be what? Skewed. Yeah, it's easy actually to hack or to breach these transactions. It will be like a big problem. And the client actually lose trust, they will no longer deal with you, right? But now how to really make sure that we have a good not common. So we need here that AI actually can help us. When we talk AI, and also we talk about machine learning, right? And to identify fraudulent activities and customers as well. Customers and look, someone like use your or look in a display. You receive this sometimes, right? They want to make sure it's you or someone as a kind of alert. So this is a very simple example that I'm giving. We have an example here. Bank, the largest bank, I think, in algorithm. And what happened? What? A really good rate, like an increase 50%. Do you have any fraud detection system in your okay? Do you do that? And I actually, compared to what you've been used to do before. You don't have any, so you might compare some old systems before. Yes. Okay, so you find it efficient, very efficient. Sure. Okay. Focus. Very no, where can we intervene? So I like your answer. I'm not IT, and it is that is my expertise, but I know from them. This is why I know when you know the limits. I only I can actually be important, but it's related to not where I can refer you. Okay, so you have in your bank chatbots. Do you have chatbots? Why they are important, chatbots?
Some simple answers can be answered easily without human intervention.
Okay. Save time.
I know accurate.
How can it's all acceptable, but also think of if human beings would do the job. Are you able to do it by an hour, by 24 hours? Over how many days? Over 7 days. Is it possible? Someone cannot. You cannot. energy. Every day, or my skill is something else, right? It can be, I'm able to replace these tasks or whatever with a machine learning, sorry, with an AI system. Why not? So it can help me. Definitely, but at least exactly. Remember, I said, and I mean at the beginning, you know, he like AI, interventions or AI, the tools can assist us. Okay, just the assistant. They are not, will not replace completely the role of a human being. But to what extent they can be, they can assist us. So to a very high, to the extent that really we can rely on them. And here we have an example. One of the best examples of the AI chatbot in banking apps is Erica. I don't know if you heard about this. It's a virtual assistant from the Bank of America. And in 2019. And not only just a chatbot for asking electrical questions, so a lot of things, and people can open like account, etc. You know, like this chatbot will help them a lot. Okay, you can some tax or whatever, and they need like a human intervention, so they can wait. And you know, the big part is done by what? By that chatbot or by Erica, and the rest it will be easy to manage. Loan and the credit decisions. I think this is very important to banks, and to decide and whether I will give a corporate or an individual a loan. I should take many factors into consideration. And I'm afraid to what? To actually not get my money back. Now I'm giving a company, maybe this company will go bankrupt, or I'm giving like an individual on time, or actually will not repay the loan. So this is why if you have like an AI based loan and the credit, the behavior, they look really at the behavior of people and over class years, how they were performing those clients, and we can project on clients. And then, this guy or this client has these pictures, and with those pictures, actually, we predicted that will be defaulter. So I will avoid, like in the future, like people with similar behavior to want to give them the loan, or the same applies for corporates, and we give also loans to corporates, right? Definitely, the technologies are changing our lives. They play a great role for in the future of customer lending. And it will help us a lot when it comes to lending. Tracking market trends. Also, this is something we can. And so here it can help also to add of data to predict the latest market trends, currencies, and stocks, maybe. And based on these predictions, I can know as a bank whether I should invest here in this stock at what time, it's not the right time. Or not. Now we can use also AI system. As a financial risk. Sometimes based on these AIs, they will tell you, oh, okay, look, now you have that high risk. You want to invest now with the money. So do not be beneficial or really use your money or whatever. Look, I don't know how many clients do you have over years by transaction. I think it's actually huge, a huge number of transactions, right? And imagine if you do not have like a digital system or you do not have AI and you want to collect it as a human being. Is it actually, no, possible, no, maybe like 50 years before, yes, people used to do what? It's like manual, right? But now, no, more people, even the customer needs now are different, So, and you need to collect data, and why you need to collect data? If I ask you the question, why I need to collect data?
To understand customers.
To come up with information.
Exactly, data is our what? Gold, okay? But we need to mine it very well to get impact. If I do not have data, I cannot move forward. So I have nothing. I do not have facts. What I will mine? I do not have the material, right? Definitely, if you have like AI system, it will be very efficient in collecting data and storing the data and doing customer experience. This is a very for all institutions, irrespective. That's right. Like organizations or firms that deal with customers, their ultimate objective is what? To enhance customer experience and to satisfy customers, to create like a positive experience or environment for those customers. And here integrating like artificial intelligence in banking and finance can enhance this experience and definitely can increase the level of convenience for users. What does it mean convenience for users? Now, if you do not have time to come to the bank like in the morning, okay, or you work at a client, I'm talking about. So, but if the bank able really to customize my request or something that really can help me in saving time, etc. I can come at the evening, etc. Whatever when I finish my work and so on. Yes, here like AI can help. If you and one of the examples, as I said, chatbots, ATM, etc., or other tools to be convenient for users. They can do it at their own time. If they want to do any transaction or any they want to supplement any form, application, etc. They can come at any time, and to do that, you'll not be waiting for them to come at night, right? So you use like AI systems. Okay. Before showing you my sample, if I ask you what you got from this lecture, the first one, then you can give me like points, okay? You can tell me what it really it's stuck to my mind, this point, okay? Now from this lecture, I gained this or I'm informed about this. Try to summarize what I talked about. Give me just a point. Anything that really you feel that really, yes. Dark data. Excellent. What is that data? Dark data is the data.
And these are things normally we can see and we can have
Excellent. So we have the data, but I'm not able to use it. How we don't know how to use it. Another point.
It's good. This is good.
Descriptive analytics. Okay. Predictive analytics and prescriptive analytics are those are analytics or business analytics, something else.
The data is also very important. The source of the data.
The source of the data. Okay, quality of the data. Here, actually, based on what Ahmed is saying, look here. There is what we say sometimes like garbage in, garbage out. Okay, this is why it's very important to look at the quality of data. It's not enough to have a data. Have a data, but if the data really does not have a good quality, all the analysis will be based on that data. If it was bad, what I'm doing now as output, it also will be bad, right? So that's why we have to care about the quality of the data. Other points? No, we're gonna play a game, and like a good game. Okay, before I summarize. What time is it now, Hannah?
It's 9:50.
9:50. هيك شوي
ما هو إيه؟
هيك بتطلع من الكاميرا. We have seen that data analytics and AI are both important tools for business, but they serve maybe a bit like different objectives, but both they support the decision making. Okay, I agree with that. And we said that in AI and data analytics are closely related. You agree? Okay. Second point, if I wanna hear that we learned today, and data, a large data, it's a massive unstructured, it's a massive set of unstructured or specific sources, including social media. Look at the focus of AI and data analytics. AI focuses more on what? On data to drive better decision making using machine learning statistical models. Another point this efficiency and also will increase when we want to use data analytics or AI, the most important thing is what? Is to have a clear understanding of the objective. Sure, and it's not it's just like a magical tool. And okay, I have AI. Yeah, I have it's like I have the the word at my hand. No, so we have to be aware of what the pros and cons for each of each technique. We have to be aware of our objectives, why we are using this. And if I don't understand what I want, I will not understand what I do not understand. And if I don't answer what I want, how can I ask for help? No, now you want to ask me the same, right? So you should understand what your request, and your request should be clear. And I need this. What are my objectives? Let's use the data and to what? To achieve these objectives. Now, I will help us in the whole game. So, what will name your team? To that name. Okay. So, if you still remember from the first lecture, we mentioned that business analytics has like 3 dimensions: descriptive and predictive and prescriptive. Okay. So we're gonna go into more details with descriptive analytics and how to explore data in general. Now, again, what is descriptive analytics? We said that we are describing what we have at hand and what is going on in our business. Then actually it answers the questions: what happened? Okay, yeah, we have a problem. So the question is, what happened? I want to understand what happened, and to know the next step, actions I can take, etc., based on the problem that I discovered in my business. Definitely, that we have, and we will draw like conclusions that depends on what you are doing as business. So if I take now like a department or a division, so are you able to just like think of a problem that happened, that occurred, and let's discuss it? And based on the descriptive analytics, how can we move forward? How can we proceed with the descriptive analytics based on that problem? So have you identified like any problem, and you said here, like I'm giving an example, they said, was there a decline or rise from previous years. So when apply it now, like in the context of your business, any problems that really you face, and you said, okay, let's think of it here. There's there is something that really that needs reflection and want to take action. Just like from your department, from your division. Think of any problem really that occur. Maybe you are comparing the sales or the successful campaign of loans or etc. And suddenly like discover that there is something is not working. So we need to know more about it and know to move forward. So any problem that you can identify, could be any problem.
Nothing comes to mind. I mean, nothing.
You didn't face any problem that
No, no. The area of my area, not because I'm in.
Right, okay, and I would say that kind of questions you might ask, based on what do you have in your on your division, yeah, for the future, like you are observing something that currently is happening in your business or to your business, and you need really to take action, later on in the future.
I think the biggest example of our bank is the retail banking.
Okay.
Having less customers visit the branch, less queuing time, and using the interactive machines.
So you observe this problem here time, and this is a great example actually. We can start. Have you identified when, for example, you in which season or maybe related to or he said they are observing like less customers, right?
More waiting time, long climatic waiting.
So you observe this, okay, time complaining, like long waiting time, etc. And you lost some.
You can say.
Okay, you lost some customers, and here you try to identify the reasons or the factors that really impacted the customer experience, right? Why? Okay, what did you find, or how did you tackle this problem?
Observing, first of all.
Just observe. We observe
Observing.
based on reports, etc. Or
Observing, obtaining surveys. How does it, the workflow, how does it work, follow procedures,
okay,
and finding, fine tuning basically.
that's excellent. Okay. Yeah. So. More than the and how did you know? Yeah. And
long there. And she sort of so
so eight examples, and here actually maybe a descriptive analytics can answer you here in understanding better or in a better understanding of the problem.
Can we see our wish list?
Sorry.
Can we see our wish list? We'd like to have some sort of intelligence, like in this day. I want to do an analysis on those accounts, just post up.
Definitely. Yeah, this is what, as we said, we do not have right now the infrastructure for analytics, etc. So this is why, and you need to set the ground actually, okay, now we need this, and once you identify your needs, I need this, I need this, I need this. I learned from the course some points, okay? I will integrate it, I will implement it. So let's move forward to discuss with maybe the top management, how can we move forward in this direction, So, but definitely, yes, there is a solution, but start working on it from now, if you implement. Okay. It gives us what is happening right now, but also we compare to the past. So, and you knew, and okay, you started losing customers, but you compare to what, to the previous years, and now I'm losing those customers. And the same thing, and why I'm not, if you are observing like people compared to previous years, now this year has increased, and you try to find out the reason that because of it, that the technology, etc. Great. So how can descriptive analytics help your business? First of all, that can be assessed. Definitely the customer satisfaction. Okay, and to maintain my business sustainable and competitive. And if my business actually heavily relies on customers, I need to want to satisfy these customers. I need a metric to measure what? Customer satisfaction. Okay. Also, I can use it. For the performance, how the bank is performing, for example, this year, or how was the performance? Maybe I can take tools or measures like what? How can you measure the bank performance? A lot of metrics. Maybe ROA, return on investment. Maybe return also on asset. I said ROA, it was like ROI, so return on investment, and then ROE. Equity, and you have like several indicators or several metrics that they can use in order to compare or to assess the bank performance. Sometimes the website performance here is very important. Now it's the social media age, right? So sometimes, people, if they find a website is easy to navigate and they find what they want easily, maybe this will increase customer activity. And personally, sometimes if I go to whatever, not banking, if I want to buy something online, or I want to book a hotel or a reservation or etc. If I find really the website is complicated and it's not really well organized and it's not customized to my daily preference, etc. They have a set of products and they have a lot of things that are good, but they do not know how to sell it, how to communicate it. And now actually marketing plays a great role in the success of our business. If you do not know how to market your product, so even if your products are amazing, but you will fail actually to reach those customers. This is very important. Sometimes you can buy a product, maybe it's not that it's acceptable, but it's not maybe that good or an excellent product, but there is like a kind of marketing or whatever to sell this product, so you will buy it, right? So it happens to you sometimes, you find it okay, interesting, etc. You were convinced, whatever. But the others that they have maybe better product, they are not able to sell or to increase the sales of their products because of maybe problems with their websites, etc. They do not know how really to market it very well. Also, need if I want to measure performance, the performance based on what? So if I compare this year, I should compare it to the previous year. Did we achieve an increase or a decrease in our sales or in the number of customers and so on? hormone that happens. So we can find from descriptive analytics. Maybe find some anomalies in descriptive analytics can give you the first a picture of what is going on in your business. Again, I use a lot this statement because this is the core of business of the descriptive analytics part. Now, or how really it works. Okay, we're talking about descriptive analytics, and how it works, and what do we need in order to apply this descriptive analytics. Data collection and type of variables. Again, back to what? And what is our asset? We said beginning. What is the asset? How it's being collected. Well, and know the variables. Detect how it's played. Also, yes, sometimes some information are not available. Okay. You know, if like I showed like some pictures, they said that like a picture is more like 1,000 a picture. It's more clear to me to understand the situation rather than just like reading a text or a table. Okay, and sure we have like some summary statistics. When we collect data, it means that we are collecting data, collecting indicators and so on. And these indicators, they have like they might be different. They might be numerical or they might be categorical. And why it's important to know the type of variables, because for each type we have a different treatment or a different procedure. Yeah, it's like in the medical field. Yeah, if someone has, let's say, headache, and someone has like a foot pain, okay? Do you think that the doctor will prescribe the same both? No, it's very like the indication different than someone that has a problem with or her foot, right? So this is why it's very important the types of variables. Mainly, and but what does it mean a numerical variable? And the values are what? Are numerical numbers, but they have a meaning. Okay, not only just, and sometimes I can use a variable with numbers, but just this is a code. And okay, I can give like a code to eye color. Okay, so I take the eye color. I can code, let's say, brown 1, black 2, blue 3, green 4. Yeah, even if I code 1, 2, 3, 4, but those numbers, in your opinion, make sense? Yeah. No, the eye color. I call it like black. Okay, let's take it here. If I could 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay. I'm putting cannot treat them as real. Okay, just like just like that. Now, however, if I take customer satisfaction, measure in general,
Net
we'll give you like
promoter
examples.
Promoter Score. Net Promoter Score.
Okay, net
Yeah.
promoter, it's a score. It's a numerical, 1 to 10. And what does it mean? So higher the score, means
The most
the higher the satisfaction, okay, or the more and more the customer is satisfied, right? So this is a number, it's a real number, okay? Yeah, this is numerical value, okay? I can rely on it, yes. Exactly. Which is customer promoter,
Net Promoter
net, okay.
NPS.
Also, Dinar. or dirham, ROA, and so on. Category businesses and where your clients are located. Okay, if it's convenient for them to deal with CBK, maybe sometimes you think of what opening new branches that could serve like some region that should be like present in that region, and so on. Outliers. In your opinion, what does it mean an outlier?
Out of the.
Out of the norm.
Out of the norm. Okay. Yeah, it could happen when you collect data. How we agree, the first thing that we have to do is like data collection. We need to collect data. And we mentioned before in the previous session, based on Ahmed's question, we talked about the quality of the data, right? And we should have like a good quality of data. Now, outliers, outliers sometimes, okay, I'm collecting data about the customer satisfaction, and I have like minus 2.3. Does that make sense in the score? No, now we know the score is between what and what? Between 1 and 10. So how come that I'm getting like negative numbers? Maybe related to data entry. People that are writing this one, so by mistake they put minus or whatever, or sometimes they say it, So we need to identify these outliers. Sure, if I have outliers in a model, this model will not be that good. Yeah, already you do not have a good quality of the data with outliers, and you are training your model based on this data that include outliers. Sure, the outputs will not serve you. Okay, it will be like rubbish output. Here, it's very important to distinguish between an outlier and an extreme value. And you cannot make the decision solely. And it's not, if I'm not really, okay. Maybe for some clients come to my banks, okay, I found like the monthly salary of someone is a maximum here. Let's take a range. For example, in general, the clients that come to your bank, so a monthly salary. Okay. Have someone like 30,000. Okay. Question is it really an outlier and out of the norm, and it was like an error or a mistake typed by someone, or this client represents like an extreme case? Okay, depends. Maybe no. Someone wanted to write 3,000, wrote it 30,000. Okay, here you need actually like someone like domain expert to discuss it, to negotiate it. Should I consider this client in my data set? Is it really I should investigate if I detect this this outlier? Okay, it might appear that this client really is a wealthy one, wealthy client, and can really earn like 30,000 per month. Okay, but you have to do some first will be the purpose of the data mining exercise, like airport security screening. Why they do screening at airports? To avoid what? Traffic. There's something like that does not happen. Look, an outlier is not, it does not happen frequently, right? This outlier, it's not our event. Something really that comes out of the norm, but not frequently, right? But what could happen at the airport? And sometimes outliers are our target. We need really to identify something as more dangerous related to security.
Someone who's going to the airport scared.
Or maybe some people carrying like bombs or whatever, or guns, or they do like something like against security. Okay, but this will happen. Yeah, do you think that every day happens? No. Or every month? No. Maybe, but maybe this will occur once per 5 years. Okay, I know that this is out there. Sometimes the purpose of finding outliers of the data mining exercise is really to detect when can we get this problem or this important problem, the security problem. Okay. Now, you said you are collecting data. You have systems maybe to collect data, or sometimes you do surveys and so on. And particularly when you do surveys, people sometimes are reluctant to answer some question. And sometimes there are like some sensitive questions. People, they leave it. They don't provide you an answer. And so what we call think data or think facts. But you need actually here to treat this, to find a way to treat these. It's actually, we still have like a sufficient amount of data, but with small number of missing values. We don't we keep it. It's called imputation. We replace this missing values with reasonable substitutes. If I'm collecting like information about salary, let's say, and I have like out of 1,000 clients, 5 that did not report. So like I can take that that and replace this missing values by the it's valid for sure, but if really I need to fill the gap and no, I have no other means, so I can replace by I can calculate. Okay, I'm going technically. Hello. Graph. How many graphs you do your reels? No.
We all read them.
You do not generate them, so you read them. Okay, no, you generate the graphs or you read, you also read them. The graphs. You read them or you generate those? Both. Okay. What kind of tools you use to generate the graphs? Excel?
Yeah.
Okay. From here, you read the graph. People are more visual, right? I look at the graph, etc. It can give me some insights or some ideas that I can build on it, or I can move forward when I read these graphs. But what kind of graphs? Look here. Now I will ask you, just you'll be like readers, okay? You're gonna read and tell me what is going on. This is like descriptive analytics. Here we are using visualization. Okay, if you look at this one, so here I have graphs. What this graph represents? Those lines. What we are studying? What is the problem here? My represents what?
Type of bill.
Type of bill. Can you hear? Example at the label of the graph. So bank transfer, we use which color? This one.
Basic transfer.
Bank transfer.
Yeah, bank transfer before it. So here,
No, maybe.
this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, bank. Okay. What? And I wrote something here, but don't read it. At least and try and figure out. And here. That generates a higher directly. When I look at it, it's one, which one? The green one, اللي هي credit. I can understand. So, okay, the credit card actually that it gives me highest profit money generation, right? So maybe you will think, and okay, I will focus on that. And no, okay, this is like one purpose. Maybe another purpose will say, okay, why, for example, bank transfer or debit card are not doing well as much as well as the credit card? Maybe you should ask this question. Okay, can I do something better? And if we have debit card and so on, what can we do to our customers and actually to use it more to generate more money? Maybe you think of this problem. For some reason, you want to or citizens that maybe for some people you get them. So, the whole thing is, can we do something to more than that? We can look and all of them. So the credit card payments were the highest as we said, and that everything took a dip when and in September. Yes, if I look in September, I see that what we have like this. Okay, and here so okay, in September, is there an event or then something happened in Kuwait, let's say it's here, or maybe like around that, but at least I came. Okay. Now, look at the second one. Look at it and tell me what. It's called direct marketing. What does it mean? They call people.
Direct sales.
Exactly, and they want, for example, they want them to subscribe in a program, maybe for loans or and here you require some skills and people to convince them those. Okay, and so we took here. Actually, this is the number. This by the time that the call duration. Yeah, how much time you spend to convince your customer. So if when I gain some insights, where you find actually the successful campaign? The number. Okay, and I did this campaign, etc. If I look at it, I see that in May, I have what? The highest number of subscriptions or the subscribers. This is one of the insights, and it was like successful. And also, people tend to subscribe to a term deposit in the middle of the year. Actually, between April, if you look here, April and August. Actually, we have the bulk here. Okay, and at the beginning and the end of the year, people are not interested in term deposit. Okay, you have this graph. You got this information. How will it plan accordingly? And okay, Anna, I gave you as analytics person, I gave you this graph. And how you will use it? And how really you can gain something later on? And what kind of information you have now that it will allow you to make action? And what did you understand? Yes.
It doesn't seem correct, but it looks seasonal.
Seasonal, okay.
So during the month of April, May.
Yeah, and you think if you want to really like launch another marketing campaign, so you'll invest or you'll focus on your efforts. August, okay, exactly. And then you look also at that time that really it takes and convince. Maybe you see like an average, you have like you look like 30 minutes maybe to convince this customer. Maybe you should really give more time, increase the time we call potential for them prospect. They're not real clients. I'm trying to what get them and as well. Another graph you have seen. What that not provide us. It's actually, it's like, it gives us like an information about the relationship between two variables, between two indicators, between two numerical indicators. Yeah, here what we are
Risk rate.
PVV and what? And the ROE. This two sides, and you can know that the higher the ROE, also it will be the higher what?
Positive correlation.
Exactly, there is a positive correlation. Yani the higher the ROE, and if the ROE increases, also we can notice, or we can observe what? That the PBV, the price to book value, also will increase. Okay. Now, side by side box plots are useful also. Marketing. And here, if you look at this one, the first one represents those, and this one for those who subscribe. A high percentage of subscriptions. Yani for what? Yani it's which
Isn't the subscriptions?
the box represents the duration. So the box represents the duration. So if you look at the two boxes,
Longer.
so longer, right? So this one actually, this one represents the cost here with long map. Okay. Or your bank. Yeah, and general maps are great to what? To visualize the geographic data by location. And for you, would you be interested really to visualize the geographic your customer? Yes. But what is that purpose? Yani, what it will tell me?
Not to expand.
Like, for example, another thing,
Proximity of locations of branches.
convenience. Okay. So this is very important here. Look at this example. It's not about banking, but it's and you can find it here. The darkers, you are more clever in identifying the countries through this map, maybe clever than me. But here, look, yani, where we can find. You know, so but actually we are using maps with color. You know, the darker the color can reflect the higher the well-being score. The same thing also for GDP, another map. Come in and know we to identify countries with higher GDP. So now you seem to be tired now after discussion. I know I don't. It's not technically. Look, I'm not going into technical details, but at least now you are informed about how descriptive analytics can work. You know, like through visualization, through charts, graphs, and so on, and also through summary statistics. You know what? Subscribe during 5 years. So you can take, for example, the average. How many customers are new, okay? Or the bank is receiving. Median. Okay. Are you ready? minutes just to understand the goal, what it's about. This state, this what is the objective? What's the objective?
Use platform, reports.
So we want to reduce of default, okay? And here we and applicants provide, okay? This was actually the first step in data mining. If you remember the slide that I showed you previously, we said if wanna apply data mining, data analytics, we first of all we start with the purpose and what is our purpose, and then we start the collection and then analysis and so on, and then we tune our model and we choose the best one that the highest accuracy and so on. Okay, here we collected the data. The data includes how many observations and how many rows and how many clients do we have here? Not the target. We have 20,000 observations. And each observation represents like a client. And do you think that this is a small data or like it's large enough?
No.
It's large enough. It's not small data. You have 20,000 records and you have enough data to what? To gain insight, to analyze, right? What kind of information we collected? If one of that I'm collecting information about the client, okay? So, and here the purpose was to study the letter credit, it could be A and B, etc. So it reflects actually the quality of the credit of someone, right? Or credibility. Okay. It's asking. Now we talked about other. So, okay.
On the silent grading, yeah.
Okay, and can start now with your project. So this variable is available.
It's with
It's with Dora.
no,
This is something else.
Okay. Okay. Another variable. No, we took into consideration one variable here. Of people. That's because the income will give me what? An idea whether this client will be able to repay. I cannot give someone to and does not have money. And how make sure that and all look for people with very high income, only just my time those. But at least I want to make like sure and that these people with such income they can okay. Also this data shows employment, and some people have like contractual, you know, like also on United Nations, so they take them as some like, you know, contract, it's small. This represents how many years you've been in your still action. Not only say some people they will say that we have experience. They are unemployed. Okay, so you know we are measuring still actually job. But it's 10 years, maybe one links one with the fair. If I do one the same, and they apply for okay, one has that it's actually is in the business or is in job like for 10 years, and the other one for 1 year. Each one you need to know on this page. Yeah. Responsible, you know. And I know that much on the future. Experience. Okay. What else? But so just down it's not it's not ownership. The type of ownership like for rental, okay, they rent like it on or maybe not. The credibility or the eligibility, let's say, of someone owns a loan, it can help me to identify who are highest risk when I do my analytics task. Okay. Also, عنده that in your opinion the value of the values of DTI, that income ratio, are preferable to be high or low?
Low.
Low. Why? Then if it's high, what does it mean if it's high? And here what we are dividing. I think that's what more than the income, right? So this is why we prefer having like low, exactly, of low values of the purpose here. When they ask for a loan, you will ask them what is the purpose, right? And if I submit an application, I should mention and maybe it will it will be different from an activity to another. And someone is taking a loan for housing, maybe someone else for a car or any startup. So we could that is actually be different of these categories. Something important to want to take it into consideration. Third, the number of payments on the loan values are in month and can be either here. They took either like 36 months or so it was like that. Last delinquency, I hear it when the borrower had at least one event of delinquency. Yeah, it means that and sometimes it happens they are not able to pay at this time. After I don't know how much you give like a grace period. It depends on the type of the loan. So this is why we take also into consideration if this customer observed like several of delinquency. Okay, and what do we have else? Also, the amount of the credit is using. Also, total late fees received to date of the overdraft ratio. And here, our target varies. Is not repaying the loan, and we want to see who are these people, what are the profiles of these people that are at risk do not pay back the loan. And chart and ممكن تزوم ان اكثر. Yeah. This is an exercise for you. What we did, we understood the data set. Basically, what the data set and we understood what are the data, right? Now we are using to gain some can get as insight from these graphs.
150
How
150
One month,
you have
What the result default?
percentage 20% يعني focus depend كمان على الأخماس عارفين النود. Okay. Now this graph what can tell us?
أنا اللي قريت هذا مكتوب فوق.
Exactly. Great.
عندها في البيئة ولا شيء الستار.
ايه
واقع شيء.
عندكم أكيد B C D A E F and G. أكيد ده بس كلاس هو أي واحد. لا مش لا مش على مش ده بس احنا بنختار people اللي كلاس A يعني ability to pay. Exactly. So عندنا من A let's see the best one is what يعني A and the worst one. Okay, in our data set we observe and most of them أكتر شيء عم بيكونوا شو B and C. يعني B is good one. So C is acceptable maybe but we can when we start with D and E and F and G. So those that do not have like a good credit history might also be risky to give them a defense. We are not looking at the problem from one angle. Not only I'm taking this, okay. It's like the doctor when prescribe like medication or they come up or they come up with a decision. You do like this test, blood test. They look at several indicators and then they assess your case. Okay, but they cannot look only at one indicator and say, you have this disease or like that. So you should look at several indicators. They the same thing. Something as now just we are describing what we have. Okay. Also, what is the dominant type of housing? Exactly, mortgage. And the lowest one is people they own their home. Okay. And here also we have the term. Most of them on what? On which term? 36. Okay. Excellent. هلا to come between default and non-default based on what? On the grade. Okay. And it's represented green. Sorry, not default, green and default pink or red. So the other color. Okay. So in terms of grade, look. This is for so if طلب here we have a bit higher also command default. It'll be no the non-default, etc. But and if I look at it as a first impression, it comes to my mind what? And so it seems that people are more likely to default with يعني the higher base or lower base. Lower base. Okay, يعني this should be taken into consideration. Look at this one هلا. There we go. Overdraft ratio and you have debt income. As I بسألكم عن overdraft ratio to compare between the two categories here. The first one non-default and the second one is default. Okay, and each box here, we call it box plot, represents the overdraft. Are you able to distinguish between them, or they seem similar? Similar. Yeah. What does that mean? Like, are we able to discriminate between default and non-default? Yeah, it means that what this variable cannot be actually predicted, or no, it does not affect or not. Excellent. But if you want to choose one graph out of these three graphs that is clear that it impacts the default. بس most يعني mainly اكثر مين هون اذا بتطلع اكثر واحد اللي فيه يعني شو اكثر واحد يعني عندي shift between البوكس plot. Okay, when you observe it in very clear, this one. Sorry. لا الانيمال okay of each other.
This one.
The blue one, right? Tell which box is higher. Yeah, here each box represents for this graph who is debt to income, right? Which one? Each box represents, as I said, this the debt of income ratio, where it's higher here. يعني واضحة. عندي for defaulters they have what I observed that. So they have higher debt to income. So this is why I should take it into consideration. Yeah. So far, we identified how many factors so far, like just visually, we have to take rate and also that to that might play. Yeah, we should pay attention to those. Also here, like for the purpose of loans, here we have several things, but here loans on default are on average more frequent between loans purposes such as vacation and house. Yeah, here if I take like bad loan represented by orange one and the good one like blue one. So if I want to look at the different categories, here we have different categories are more default more frequent between loans and any purposes such as vacation and houses. So we have highest bad loans. Okay, before this summary, Anna, I wanted to comment as we did like in the first session. What you gained so far, or what really, and you still remember from this session, and like a point really that you feel that it splits your mind. Yeah, that
Good results.
Not just by
objective. Yes. Okay. Things.
For me, it's organizing the data. Making it more organized, putting it in very good.
Okay. So this session is what about analytics, right? How we proceed, actually, how did we proceed with this? And what we it's very important. We use bar graphs, okay? And something else.
Information.
Okay,
Understand the method to extract relevant information.
okay,
To get information, you have to have relevant
Mhm.
stamp here going on.
Okay, perfect. Other things? Can you tell me what is like a descriptive analytics? How can help, how it can help us with descriptive analytics?
Take care of positions.
Yeah, to understand what the problem. Okay, what is going in, what is going right now, okay? So here, if I wanna deal with my summary. Yeah. To summarize this one. First of all, we should اوكي يعني بكندلا complex and large, etc. We need يعني to take care of the data set we have seen, and we could generate what missing values, outliers, etc. We need to clean this data before moving forward. One of the actually to understand our data set. Pre-processing, I mentioned this, treating the missing values and outliers. Also, if require careful attention to ensure accurate analysis. Back to what you said, and it's like it's about the quality of the data. If we have rubbish, we will get also rubbish. This is why we have to take care of to make sure that our data. Okay. How much time? We're done. Okay, 20 minutes for discussion. Now, based on what you identified problems or the project, how now can you perceive it from descriptive analytics perspectives? Yeah, and we have you said default. We explained a case about default. Now, when I move forward, okay, you gain some information from this section. How would you link it to your objectives or to the project? Just like a kind of brainstorming.
See, for us,
Yeah.
our division, we actually we are at that point.
Okay.
The visualization, we have this technique that's called.
Okay. Charge doing the did you hire like someone maybe with analytics?
I think there is, I'm not sure if there's a English department, but it's the data. Sorry?
ما يصير
No, it's under IT.
MIS department
Just yeah, everything like
لا لا MIS department هو مختص
by IT. But the question is, to what extent you trust your IT people in handling problems related to data analytics? I'm not saying like something like related to IT infrastructure. You know, and here is actually the main problem or the sometimes companies, okay, as you are saying, we have our IT is handling, our IT team is handling and the data set. But do you have the right balance?
We don't have the right model. You have a model. We use spreadsheets all the time.
Oh,
We do have.
you are not doing something advanced like the tools that I've shown you before.
No.
Okay.
So far, we are relying mainly on spreadsheets with being limited and exposed to models.
Okay. So, okay, you said, yeah, please.
This is the current structure that we
have to take certain inside the witness.
This is I'm telling you the current situation in our bank.
Yeah.
We have the IT is in charge of the analysis. I prefer. We have someone in our division that's handling this problem. What I mean? Yeah.
But can you prepare to hire someone with analytics skills that can coordinate with the IT department, so be the mediator, okay, and someone really is knowledgeable and analytic. And but it's actually based in your division, and it will be responsible for generating insights, etc. And will oversee actually the IT outputs and what they do. And it's he can judge whether they are doing the correct things or not. It's practical, yeah. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, already, yeah.
We are at that lessons.
Okay.
We have the data, the unstructured data and knowledge. We took it, we put it, we organized it, we put the variables, whenever we want.
Spreadsheet.
We get it.
Okay.
We know where we are.
Okay.
However, I don't think we reached the stage where we can do the.
Predictive.
Predictive.
Okay. Yeah, the next will come. And
We make decisions based on
descriptive. So far, you are descriptive, but no, for the picture, no clue. Yeah, you do not have like.
You can't make decisions.
No clue. From analytics perspective, I'm saying, and not have actually like skilled people to build models, predict. Will come to you, for example. Okay, look, we are predicting this in the future, etc. Let's be proactive and do something. So far, just you have the descriptive, and you are acting based on the descriptive. Okay.
سؤال
Yes, تفضل.
احنا عندنا اداره اسمها الMIS.
Management Information System.
They have all information or data.
Yeah.
هل يحتاج احد متخصص عشان يقول له شنو الطلبات اللي يبيها ولا هو لوجيك؟ يعني هو عنده كل المعطيات، انت اطلبه وهو يعطيك. تمام؟ يعني كم كاستمر عنده حساب نجح، كم استخدامات.
Okay, guys, it's really a very important point. Let's listen to Just, right? Okay.
الاداره هذه موفره كل المعلومات. انت الريكوستر، هل تحتاج تكون سبيشالست ولا عندك اللوجيك وعارف الهدف مالك؟
This is very important. يعني ليك مع مسؤول انت اذا بتعطيك اياها بالعربي. اوكي. لما بدنا نعمل مجوهرات، انتوا اول شيء بنجيب الذهب كيف؟ بتجيبوه كثير خالص معمول
لا
زين etc. They can provide you actually. بيجي بيعطيك المايك، بيعطيك بيقول لك تفضل هيدي المجوهر، انت بتطلب بيقول لك تفضل هيدا الذهب عندك الضوء.
القوالب موجوده.
ايه بيقول لك هيدا الكود، بس you need what? You need someone to turn it, to design it, to make it like fashionable, to make it like attractive, and to do it. It's the same thing. It's not enough at all. And okay, and I ask for that. Okay, to give me, but and how I will analyze it. It's not only about providing me data. I need the analysis.
الاي تي اللي عنده الذهب. قيس هو الديزاينر حسب ما ذوقك انت يحتاج.
ايه بس انه what kind of output عم يعطوك الMIS؟ يعني what kind of
هو شو كل شيء عندهم. They are specialists.
Whatever variable you choose, you choose the variables, and then once chosen, it will display a chart, display any different.
And we said agreed.
I'm a specialist fee.
Hey, yeah, this is agreed. I think you right. Vice said, you know, he said that at this level we're doing over here, but you do not have so far like and here that recommend and later on. Yeah, I don't think from I asked that I recommend the future what you should do. And look, this is the model. To predict like the voters, give me those inputs, and I'll tell you like who will be actually
بس هذا المانجمنت should do. صحيح. The management should take the decision to find what is the issue.
Exactly. No, look, definitely. And under the management, so the management will make a decision, right? But the management will not get their hands dirty. يعني will not create a model analysis. They should have people that are skilled and predictive analytics. And
but they can't explain.
but I need someone to stay.
هو الاكسبلين المانجمنت يعني صاحب البزنس نفسه اونر هو راح يشوف ياخذ
Hey,
ديسيشن.
well, I identify the problem that in the unit and when you ask for something, and you are providing like your input, okay, and I have this problem, etc., 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 etc. I need this. Yeah, I will make it easy for you. And if you ask the whatever you have,
نفس القراءات اللي عددناها مثلا عن اللوز اكتشفت انه جريد بي.
I'm not discussing this anymore. We said that we are here at this level. But I'm talking about like predictive. يعني let's tell and okay, Anna, I give you. Can you tell me if this customer will default or not? You tell me if this campaign that you are doing actually will be successful or not. Can you tell me if I want to focus more on credit card or other loans and what are actually
موجود يعني.
You do not have like any insights, right? Still like I'm describing, you know what we have. So this is why I can recommend you really start from now thinking of what you suggest is very important and like higher with the management and the department. Someone has the analytics skill that will be like the bridge between the IS or whatever that you have. And this person will be in charge to handle our request and like give further insight. And sorry.
يعني لازم موظف مختص في هذا يهاير.
Definitely, and you need someone like an analytics. And management, you will follow up, and you need actually someone.
مايس موجود بس يعني توظفين احد عندك بدي يقرا قراءات.
Hey, مش قراءة. No, not to read. No, not to read. I'm saying to someone to coordinate. I develop this further. Yeah, okay, not only I will not be only satisfied with this skill. I need more and more. And someone skilled, okay, then this one would suggest through MIS, do this, and we need this to do that from analytics. Like you mentioned.
The specialist, we know the needs of.
Yeah. But exactly. Why?
What further step is required?
I was discussing. I agree. People read analytics.
Like what are you looking for? What results?
Data scientist. You can. Is it? This one I was saying. Okay. So. Just let me answer. I know I answered, but in an indirect way. And this is a new person that you will bring to your company. He will be in charge actually to advance the models that you have. Okay, and you said we do not have so far like predictive analytics. We do not have like artificial intelligence. And to improve our decision making process. And this person, when you give this person your data, etc., coordinate with the MIS. And he spoke more in what you have in your department, not generic. And when you take it like just generic in general, you will not gain as much as that someone is focusing on the problems that you have in your department. So he can be like a consultant. Yes, a kind of consultant.
Different aspects you said.
Yeah. So, but it's important really to have to start thinking of such people to be in our.
I just want to make something.
Yeah.
The people that we're talking about hiring, we have the skill set. We have
It's within us.
We have it right now.
Yeah.
But the team maybe is small, the workload.
You can growing. Yeah.
We are actually in that phase. And now we might even.
Let me know. I don't know that the five of your IT department, IS department. Now, in the era of. Yeah, it's not, that some people, it's just they have computer science, they are, they do like the hard stuff, etc. Those are not data scientists. Yeah, in Dubai, I can take like an example for at the time, you know, they created like a kind of school of analytics. They hired like around like 100 data scientists from the world. Okay, and really, they improved their revenues in a way, a dramatical increase. And I still remember when the CEO, Alain Bichan, came to our establishment. So he witnessed that data scientists or analytics people are not only IT people. We have to distinguish between IT and someone. Data scientist actually has the knowledge of data, not just the hard tasks. Okay, so this is very important.
It's still at the end of the day that we have to learn ourselves.
Yeah, it's not necessarily you cannot learn it by yourself. But this is why we have like fields now. If you just like read about it and data science now, the artificial intelligence, we have specialty in that. Yeah, computer science part of it, but not someone just like computer science. I can identify or I can call him a data scientist. No, it's not a data scientist. So you need really some people that are aware of the tools, of the knowledge. They can create a new model. They develop something new and are creative. So I think I'll stop here for now a break, 10 minutes, and then the third session, then lunch, and then we close with the AI ethics, and we'll have a guest speaker to talk about it. Okay, guys. Back to your lunch with analytics and okay, thank you. So so far we got an overview about artificial intelligence and analytics, and we covered this analytics and so on. And now we're going to talk about the predictive model, predictive analytics. Okay, this is a very important part in data analytics or in business analytics. And based on this, actually, we can make actions. Okay, are you ready, Jason? Yeah. Okay, so when we talk about predictive modeling, in other words, what we are trying to do, creating models that can predict. And in other words, we can say that we predict target values and what does it? If I want to predict, I should first of all specify what is my target value. What I want to predict. And Ahmed's case, so he said, I'm interested in default, right? He wants to predict it. If I want to define a variable, just like one variable that predicts, it will be what, whether a client will default or not. This is categorical or numerical. It's categorical. Yes or no. He wants to know actually yes or no. Every time we should provide Ahmed with a set of predictors, as we have seen in the case, give like maybe the income of the person, debt ratio, and so on. And the model will tell Ahmed, give this person a loan for 5 months. But here I should mention something very important. And I worked like when I finished my PhD during the. Okay, guys, are you ready? So. That you have to wait like 6 months or sometimes 2 months to defend your citation. And during that time, I worked in National Bank of Canada, Banque Nationale de Canada, and I was actually in the department of credit risk. We deal with borrowers like companies or individuals. And yes, we were very happy that we are using like a predictive technique, etc. We are building models, and we provide these models to the managers. Look, I know this is what we did, and so on. But there was like a missing component. Okay, great. This model will tell this model, and this model will tell this long device alone. And after that, the manager comes and look at the model decision, because the model now is defined. I want to the model will execute Python, will deny Python like giving him like alone. But at that time, the manager, I still remember, okay, it's true that the model is telling us that does not give this person alone, but I will override the decision of the model, particularly for that person. And here, okay, we did this stuff, we train our model, we the data, and we build the model, and we are happy with that. Some things the model cannot capture. And this is actually like the relationship between the management and the client. And they know that very well, this client, okay, they know the history of that client. It's true sometimes have like ups and downs, but then at the end will fail. And it's actually like a profitable customer for the model. Based on the data that we have, identified that this customer is not eligible for us. So here, the manager used to do what, like override it. Okay, override the decision of the model. Okay, this is why the human being interaction is always required. Okay, we cannot just leave it to AI or to just like to analytics. Do what you want. Yes, they help us. Maybe we'll take 90% of that of what they provide us, and finally we still have like a margin of intervention, etc. We can look at over the results and we decide finally if we can make some exceptions or not. Okay. Sure, here when we talk about predictive modeling, we are trying to that can tell us to what extent this model is accurate or not. Here, when we talk about training or validation, okay. If you have your data in the bank, you build the model with that data. Now it's time to what? To assess whether the model will predict new observation, right? And will tell me, okay, for the data at hand, I know who are the authors or not, right? This is like from the historical facts that we have, we know. But my purpose is not actually to build a model for that data. My purpose is using this data to do what? To build for new customers. But in order to get new customers to the future, it's not between my hands future. But I need to assess the model if it's a good model or not. This is why we do something. We call it like a training and validation. What does it mean? The data that we have, we divide it into two parts. We use a part from it to what? To build the model, and another part we use it to what? To validate, to assess the predicted performance. And the other part of the data actually is not used to build the model, it's completely independent, but I can use it in order to see how the model is performing on what? On unseen data. And the model does not use this data set, but to what extent this model is able to what? To predict what we have in the second data. Okay. Okay, supervised learning, we call it supervised learning. It is that we have a target to predict. And as I said, default, I know the target. My target is what is to predict the default. We call it supervised learning. I need to do to predict, let's say, customer churn, whether the customer will be my business or not. This is like supervised. I know what I want to predict. I want to predict, let's say, sales. Okay, so I know what is my target value. This is called supervised. Look at this slide. Okay. What do you know?
But not understanding.
Okay. Yeah, actually, what we are doing here, we are training our model. It's like face recognition or identifying what is that object. Is it a cat or is it a dog? Okay, so here actually the system or the model will be trained. And we provide this model with pictures, okay, and will assess the dimensions, etc. Based maybe the dimension of the face, etc. We'll know later on whether this is a cat or a dog. It's like a face recognition. Okay, so here after the system learn, or the model, let's call it a model, learn. I need to use this model to what? To predict new objects. I wanted to know whether it's a cat or a dog. Here, look here. We are. What is this? It's like it's a dog, right? Here also said for this one, this is a dog. And let me see here. So I'm not able to see this one. Okay. Anyway, it's okay. Look. Predicted it was a dog and predicted as what? As dog. Bingo. So great job. But here it was a cat and predicting as well. Okay, so the model failed to what? To identify the cat. So here we need actually to increase the accuracy. To increase the accuracy of the model. What does it mean accuracy? To avoid as much as possible making what? Errors. Okay. Some predict in the previous session, we said like we use some regression analysis. Okay. You said that some regression analysis we can use them so far. Actually, in a linear regression, if I want to use linear regression, so our target variable should be like numerically. And if I want to predict sales, my sales are numeric, sales is a numerical variable or category is numerical. So I can use, let's say, linear. We call it like linear regression. If I wanna predict the customer satisfaction, which is numerical, so I can use linear regression. So what about if I wanna predict whether a customer will leave the business or not? This is categorical. So we call this technique like logistic regression. Or I wanna predict whether the customer is at high risk of default or not. It's categorical. Not this linear regression. In this case, I use like logistic. And we have another tool. Have you heard before about neural networks? Yes, deep learning or neural networks. This is also like a predictive tool that we can use. Let's start with this one. Okay, like some mathematics now. I think it's a bit like heavy, but I'm trying to make it like as simple as possible. Okay, but those are the techniques, and I should explain the theory of each technique. Satisfaction is a numerical from 1 to 10. Okay, I will link it to several predictors. Try to identify some predictors that can really predict brainstorm right now. Okay, and we want to see. What is what is done? Well, Customization.
So this. We.
If you have customer that, if that's not the use of customer, there are more likely to also.
An indicator, for example, the score, let's say, no sure, yes, no. Like the atom are the same value, but in different way. Okay, and they do not complain that's too much. But I think that's something that impact their actually. Those governments to reduce their, let's say, environment. And no okay. Our staff are well trained to deal with customers. Okay, so I will. Maybe our digital platform. So it affect could impact customer experience. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And so on, right? So you can identify several factors, but finally, yeah. Exactly. Okay. The connection between the axis and y, and which are connected linear form. Yani this equal, but the one of the linear regression. Okay. Yes. Here I will give an example. A small example. I want to predict salary in terms of years and experience and the gender. I will make it, I'm taking only two pictures, for one, for assume that I developed a model for salary. Yeah.
اسلوب القلم في قلم خاص.
ايه وين القلم الخاص؟ ايضا اوكي نرجع من محيا بنفس الشيء. اوكي يعني خلينا في اكتب هون هلا ايه 8. Okay. Yeah, what I did, I built a model for salary based on what? On years of experience and gender. What are the possible values of genders, male or female? I will assume that we coded like female is 1 and male equal to 0. Okay, because we need to code later on. This is maybe a model that can help HR. Sometimes the HR, when they want really to hire someone, they need to determine salary of that person. In order to determine in an objective way, not on must etc. We are taking into consideration here, let's say, for example, that it's here and what and gender. And every time I want to determine salary, I will give me your years of experience, and I will look at whether male or female. That's not always the case, but now, 1 second. This equation is valid for any observation, for anyone. When you give the or when you give actually the teacher, okay. Now I will ask you to predict. Let's say, so just I'm taking this example here. Faisal, and the question is, Faisal, how old are you, Faisal? it's an embarrassing question.
22, 23.
Let's say yes, 20.
You can say the number you want. Okay. Faisal, 40. Okay, I'm the HR and Faisal. I want to really deserve I use predictive analytics. We have our model, automated model, etc. Now I have the inputs, right? I know Faisal. Now I want to determine the salary that Faisal deserves. Okay. So here, how I can really know, طبعا I will not do it like manually. It's like the system. Okay, I can give the system will tell me how much the salary is, like automatic. Okay, but now it's just like when I play.
Sessions.
Years of experience.
Exactly, and we have sometimes, and we can build a model with he doesn't have like 40 years of experience. Okay, years of experience.
تمسح من تحت، حط المساحه وامسح.
اي وحده؟
في رسمات تحت.
على الرسم بدي ارجع على هيدي.
اي تغير لون القلم هي بتقدر.
فيصل هون. اوكي حنرجع لل اوكي. لا هيك منيح، ما هيك بدنا نرجع لازم تمسح. خلص تعودت عليه. ايه عملتها. Faisal, how many years of experience? 18. Okay. The model now will predict the salary that Faisal deserves. طبعا اكيد احنا هنحط له الموديل like every shallow. Hey, هل actually sometimes we use gender to sometimes we something very important. Sometimes we use gender to highlight there are any disparities between okay. Institutions actually are very careful about this. And sometimes they claim like men earn more than women, and so they want to see. Okay. Now let's see here. Okay, how I will predict, how the model will predict Faisal's salary. 800 plus
900.
18 or 50 times. Sorry, أنا هنا. Okay. Okay, it's okay, خلاص. plus times 8. We defined like when male it's a binary variable will be 0 and female is 1. Yani plus 20 times 0. Okay, it's like 800 plus 50 times 18. So كلها 1,700K.
700.
Have 500 times 10, 500 and 1,000 and a half. Exactly. Yeah. صح صح exactly.
رياضيات.
Okay. So يعني this model was able to give what like okay, great. هلا كلمة أقدر فيه.
سوي فينش تحت على اليمين، اخر واحده على اليمين.
اوكي
اي خلاص خزنت هذه الحين رجعنا.
اوكي بيرفكت. Okay. Now, in our model, we used a linear regression. We said that our target value was a character. This is what I can use as something from linear regression. Now, I want to predict whether a customer will default or not.
I just need to share screen and I'll zoom in.
I think that no, it wasn't shared.
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you. It's okay. Fine. Well, and in the example that we have seen, sorry, one molecular is linear regression. Now, what about one of the default or not? Someone will default or not? Okay, and these are categorical values. Creating a linear regression will not work. And okay, it's a default or not. How I will link the default or not to set up values with different measurements. Okay, so I need another technique that can help me in order to build that model finally, and through this model, I will know whether this person will default or not based on several features or predictors. We have something, it's called logistic regression. So the first one was what? Linear regression. This one is called logistic regression. What is this? Okay, logistic regression. How can I use it? And how we use it? Okay. Logistic regression works with probabilities, chances. يعني will affect the chance. يعني here, sure, and if I wanna judge that someone will be at high risk to default or not, I'm assessing what? It's a probability. يعني to what extent? How likely that this person will default? Like it's more than 50% إنه عنده chance, I will consider it defaulter or not. يعني if you tell me like 60% will default, يعني عندي chance to default more or less. 60%. More, okay. يعني I will really like يعني consider this person at risk. Okay, it's about like 50%. I wanna take like threshold. Okay. Now, how to do that? Look here. We are predicting not a target variable default or not. We are predicting the probability of the event. Yani, I will tell you to what extent the chance of this person to default or not. Look at the link function between the probability and between the predictors. Okay? Is it linear? Look at it. So this is the probability, and those are the x's. Okay? So this is the equation. Is it a linear equation? No, it's non-linear. It is actually, we call it logistic function. Yeah, if you are familiar with some mathematical function, this is called logistic function. What is a logistic function? Yeah, it's 1 over 1 plus exponential. Yani, let's say if you take big X, okay, logistic X will be 1 over 1 plus E minus X. Let me write it here as well. Good. Equals 1 over 1 plus E. Okay.
I don't understand mathematics.
Enough.
It doesn't go through my brain and it does, I don't use that part of brain.
This is why I'm not boxing the math. This
equation doesn't make sense to me.
exactly. So at least you know we are again. I'm showing that at least you know the theory of each. Yeah, I know that will not use it. It's not beyond your expertise, etc. Okay, but here just to tell you, يعني إن إحنا probability عدد الchance هو is a number between 1 and 1. The probability عدد أقل value, but is the lowest value? Zero.
ما في أقل من E minus.
لا البروبابيلتي صح يعني زيرو يعني never zero probability of zero to actually never happen. Okay, so what is the maximum number of probabilities? يعني 1 okay يعني 1 it's like 100% that one is deterministic. And today we are what it's like Monday. What is the probability that tomorrow will be Tuesday? 100%. Okay, so the 100% tomorrow will be Tuesday. Okay. What is the probability, guys? So what is the probability that Sarah is now in class and at home?
Zero.
Zero. This guy will not, yeah, cannot happen, cannot occur at the same time. Okay. This is why, look here. Okay. Guys, look at this one. So here, if I take the equation here, why we use like logistic function? لأنه irrespective of the number of x, and if I'm taking income, it could be like in thousand of what? KD, or I take any value, always the 1 over 1 plus this one will guarantee that the probability will be between 0 and 1. And impossible to get what? A value of 1 or below 0. This is the reason that we use some logistic function or logistic regression. Okay, but for us, don't care about the formula. I don't care about how x and y are connected. I about what the answer. You will tell me this customer will default or not. Give me actually that chance, and for me as a decision maker, I will decide whether I will give that client a law or not. Done? You are okay? مبدئيا. Okay. So another the trees. Now we know we are familiar with the trees that they are natural trees, but also in artificial intelligence or machine learning, we have something called also trees, but decision trees, and we can use them to build like predictive models. Are not actually, they do not require equations, not equations. It's more like a diagram. I look at the diagram, I can understand how the values are okay, but the difference between natural trees and data mining trees start actually here. This is the root, and those are the branches. But natural tree, the root is where? We start the root and then branch it. Here is it's completely the opposite. Okay, so this is a very easy model, and we call it CART, classification and relation trees. So it's easy to use, and we can look at, for example. بس like a very beautiful model, and it's like visually we can understand it very well, and does not require any question, not require a math background. Okay, again, I will take so Hannah, just board toolbar, can it? Okay, this one. بس I need إذا في أخذ white أكثر من هيك. Anyway, look.
You want to change it to a whiteboard.
Master application.
اللي على اليمين فوق في الدوتس هذه.
Whiteboard.
Okay. لا نرجع هيدا.
بلس على اليسار.
هاي. ما في white. اوكي.
تكتب قلمك ابيض.
لا السكرين اذا بدنا اياها white. Anyway, it's okay خلاص. لا اجرب استعمل هاي. I will give you an example that can tell us whether a customer will buy our product or our service or not. Okay, based on several. Okay, I will draw something here. Okay. In thousands of dollars or of KD, okay? This is called a tree. This is the root. Those are the branches. Okay. And this diagram is a model itself. Okay. It's a model that what are the predictors here for my target? My target is what? I want to know whether someone will buy my product or not. Okay. And our target guy will buy or not to buy. Okay. How many predictors I considered? Income and gender. I will ask Sarah, this is not a mathematical one, but try to explain this tree. It's a kind of if-then rules. If you add this one.
I will tell you something similar. I saw once. It's funny.
Okay. Now for this one, if you want to read it.
It's similar, the tree.
Okay.
The possibilities and the prediction in that.
Okay.
Someone is calling you. Is it important? Is it your mom? Yes and no. The probabilities and the options. So this is the same diagram or the same tree.
Exactly.
But there is an option. If this person is yes, then yes will lead you to a second option that would be a yes or no.
Okay.
If this one is no, you will move to the other one. يعني احنا حاط عند الانكم. Income.
Why? Start if income, if I read it, if income less than 1,200 KD, I have another checkpoint, which is what? Gender. So if income less than 1,200 KD and a female, so more likely to buy or not to buy? Yes. Okay, so this actually gives me like this is a set of rules. The rules, yeah, it's like I'm considering all females. Now, even the income below 1,200 potential clients. It's not all of them for sure. So they have a chance what to buy. Okay, if I go to other side here, it tells me what only it considers what income. Okay, so if the income above 1,200, so people are more likely to buy the product. This is called, as I said, decision tree. This is a completely data-driven method. Does not assume any statistical. It does not have any statistical assumption. It's not like linear regression or logistic regression. It's no equation, but it's actually just like a diagram. Okay, fine. Now exit. Okay. You want to share or still the sharing is there, right? Perfect. Neural networks. And machine learning for artificial intelligence technique. And you know, in our kids as a human beings, we have what? Neuron, right? And if you know how your brain function, for example, kind of data the brain receives. What are actually the data collectors for a human being? Through what? Five. عندك when you see something, this is what's data. The brain will take it. You hear also take it. This is like a kind of like it's data. Also the brain will take it. When you smell something, this is like I would take part. When you taste something, this is actually a data. Sometimes لما بنعمل فلاش اوكي اذا بيعمل مثلا دايركت لقيت انه فئه الشباب يبقى كار انه دايركت مثلا ميك ا ديسيشن بنلعب على البلان اذا قطع الشفتين هيك هو if you want to analyze why we are doing all this stuff generated by the brains okay the brains get a data okay and the data was analyzed by what? By the neuron, okay, and the neurons what finally come up with a decision: don't do this, or do this, or take this action. Okay, so this is the human neurons. This is why they invented something. It's called artificial neural networks. We talk about artificial neural networks, and actually we are mimicking what the human being neurons. In order to analyze data, it was inspired by the human brain. So, a new that relate the inputs to the desired outputs. And we have sensors, we have inputs, then the information will be analyzed, and then we'll make what an action. Okay, so you get the example that I gave about the human being brain. So how the brain analyzes things and make actions accordingly. So the same thing that here, this one, the artificial neural networks, actually this tool mimics the human brain in order to provide predictions. Okay, so far the techniques. Linear regression, logistic regression, these neural networks, all of them are predictive. We should give them what? We should give them the predictors in order to get what? Our values. Here, someone can tell me, okay, why not use just one technique and why we need to go or to know like more than one technique? Someone wants to predict, let's say, the default. Okay, you can tell me, okay, you mentioned something, it's called logistic regression. This is a tool and it can do that job, right? And it can actually give us an answer. Why I should look at other techniques? The answer is, and for each technique has what, or each technique has what? And yeah, maybe this technique works better with this data set, and another technique work or another technique work as expected. So this is sometimes we explore several techniques. Another thing, some techniques might be in terms of accuracy for some data sets better, but they are not transparent. And what does it mean that not? Okay, I will explain it in a very easy way. Back to the example of salary and experience. Okay, we have seen that salary is connected to experience, and also we consider age. You remember the equation? It was 800 plus something, or maybe look, just wait for a second. I have here an example for linear regression. Just I will use it to explain the difference. Right? Here, what do we have? We have like a software firm, and we have data programmers that shoot very tiny data. But anyway, and we wanted to build a model to determine their salary, and we considered experience and also the aptitude test. There's an aptitude test, a score. We give it to the employee, and based on this score, it's like SAT score. When if you apply to a graduate program, etc., sometimes they ask for SAT score, right? Here, aptitude score and experience, and we determined like an equation, and we said. Are you able to determine the direction of influence of experience on salary? Yeah, how salary is impacting, how experience is impacting salary? Is it impacting salary in a positive direction or negative direction? What? Okay, here. Positive. Experience is connected with what? With I use neural network. This one, this completely black box. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, and I give the inputs, I give experience. I tell the neural network, look, this is the experience, this is the aptitude score. Give me but the something is expected to be I don't know, 2000 something, right? But now, if I ask the neural network, give me how salary and experience are connected, we'll fail to give me this. We have no clue about what is going on with the neural networks. This is why we call them black box tools. I don't know how. However, if you use like regression techniques like this or this, so we are able to know how predictors are in our target values. Okay?
The neural parts.
Sorry?
The other part, the other model, the neural
Network, yes.
network, yeah. So it's based on what? It's calculated on a formula or something.
Exactly. So there will be like Noura. So here we will have what? We will have connections between the predictors. Those are the predictors here. And we have like some hidden layers, and we have weights, we call them. The arrow, each arrow, like they will have like a weight. Sure, there will be like formulas inside, to calculate and to compute. Sure. But those formulas are not transparent, and they cannot give us actually the direction of influence. Yeah. But at the end, there are some formulas inside. Okay. Our case study. We were interested to want to predict default. Still, I will still have what the same data set. Okay. we have our predictors or our variables that might be good predictors. And also we have the target variable, whether will default or not. And we will explore actually how these models that I showed you, how can perform using this data set. Okay, so as I said before, if I want to perform any data mining task, I build what? A data into training and validation. I need a data to build my model and another data set to validate or to assess performance. So here, look, those are the results. هلا خلينا نشوف احنا انتم بالنهايه at the end I know my brain does not really work well with these formulas and she's right. Okay, I'm not here to have formulas or to learn formulas. But at least now she knows that behind each model we have some heavy math or whatever in order to get insights. Okay, but technically now we're not technical people. It's not us who should do this. But again, to the same point, we should hire people that really are knowledgeable in this stuff. And finally, they will provide you with just a report and some insight. And like here, look here, we created a model. It's called p-value. I don't know if you heard about it before. In statistics, this is an indicator to tell me whether this variable is important or not. Yeah, to tell me whether this predictor, I should take it into consideration or not. The lower the p-value, the more important the predictor. Now you can tell me, okay, the lower, yeah, we compare it to which threshold. In general, we compare it to 5%. Anything, yeah, p-value of 5% is an indicator that your predictor is significant, or we should take it into consideration. Okay, so if I look at the p-values, I can find that the grade, all the grades actually significant. Sorry, that shouldn't be highlighted. They should be below 5%. Maybe this was like by mistake highlighted. Okay, anyway, forget now there, but anything like below 5%, it should be highlighted. And this is, it means that it's like it could be like a significant predictor. And then we can get insights, and like a client with the grades E, F, and G are about 5 to 7 times more likely than those with the grade A to default. There is something, it's called odds ratio. And come also to interpret these technical things. It's not your job, but if like someone in analytics, it would be easy to interpret and come up with the insights. Only just with what is written here. Finally, you will get the insights, right? Based on this here, clients with the grade with lower grade are how many times and more likely to default? 5 to 7 times more likely than those with the grade A. Okay. Also, we have here an information about the debt to income ratio. So the debt to income ratio increases by if it increases, كل ما كان أعلى by 1 unit. So we will have a chance 37% chance more likely to what? To default. Renters are more at risk to default. كمان this is like an information. I can take it into consideration. Clients who request a loan for moving or a credit card are less likely to default. Maybe those I would encourage, I would be more motivated to give them loans. It's true, and you went through this journey of like some tools or some techniques. But at the end, this analytics will come up with what, as I said, with those insights. And to come up with those insights, I need someone really has the right skills. Not anyone just like press a button or hit a button on a computer. And yes, a data scientist. We can get what he gives us. Okay, this is why we need people actually to provide us with these insights. And after that, here we are trying to much is around 71%. It's called AUC, area under the curve. And the higher here, this one, yani the better the accuracy. So they say actually that if AUC between 0.7, between 70% or 80%, and we can consider it like acceptable predictive performance of the model. We did the same thing here for the tree. Look, this is the tree. In terms of the variables, yes. And here, look, if someone with a grade B, which but here we can actually read the insights. So clients with grade C, D, E, F, and G who have late fees received to date greater than 10 and debt to income ratio higher than 4.3 are more likely to default. I think this information is helpful to you as managers, right? Another thing that clients in the same group above, and still in the C, D, E, F, and G, but with debt to income ratio less than 4.3 are less likely to default. And even if they were in the same, this is why I said we cannot look at the problem from one angle, and only just like I look at the grade. And this is not possible. They have like low grades, but they are not defaulters, right? Yeah, those with low grades, but actually they have a debt ratio below 4.3. They are less likely to default, and we can still consider to give them what loans. Okay. Also, clients with the grades A and B, but having late fees received to date greater than 0.005 are more likely to default. And those are insights are generated from this technique. Also, if I want to compare and the predicted performance of the tree, it was 66%. Now it's the neural network. Look, this is how the neural networks appear. So okay. Also, here we are assessing the performance of neural network and so on. And finally, we are comparing between all these models, and we see which one provides like highest accuracy. If I look at these models, maybe I have neural network and logistic regression. They are providing the highest accuracy, better than the other one. One is the decision of the data analytics and person, which one I will employ. And with the discussion of management, and some people, you know, they need to gain insight about the direction impulse. It's really how it affects really the people, and we can decide on shape. And just here to tell you something very important. I made it on purpose to show you like some techniques that the heavy work behind artificial intelligence or data analytics If you think that slide is very easy, directly, we have slides, we have those statements. But behind these statements, we have a lot of work. We have a lot of techniques that we can use them. And if really we are able to get people that have these techniques and finally they work on it and they provide us with that would be great. Okay, and as managers now we have like an idea about the types of techniques that are used and how these techniques can generate insight and finally if you take insight. Okay, and you need someone that helps that supports you our test. Okay, so again, if I want to ask you what you still have in mind from this lecture, as we always do before summarizing. Okay, no, we have like a horrible experience with math. Anyway, but I know what. Yes, يعني, what is the purpose? If you want to summarize it with your own words, okay, and how, from a managerial perspective, how can you perceive? And this lecture about predictive analytics. Okay, and what we learn, what we are aware of right now, etc. What we can do, what we can do, you know. So tell me like a nice story about it. Okay, so I try to simplify as much as possible this lecture.
I will tell you my understanding.
Yes.
And having different data will generate different options that they can give you a different line of work or business, and you have different scenarios based on the data. مثلا data related to a certain profession will have a different line than a different يعني مثلا legal different than HR.
Okay.
The options, the alternatives that is gonna come based on the data available. This is the equation based on نفس التيل يسوي مثلا whether it's gender, whether it's an income or experience, based on the data, the results will be different.
Okay.
So the
So, and first of all, you like to have the data and also have the tools, right? يعني that the predictive tools and that they serve different purpose.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah. So you got that part that you want as a manager. So you don't need actually the mathematical part to manage. We are not responsible for that. In the technical part, and sometimes when we look at something and it's not our field, it's not within our interest. But I think we start to appreciate the hard work that people can do in order to work to generate these structures. Yeah, so you are not actually responsible for that, but at least when you hire someone and you know that this person will go over the or these hard work, technical work, etc., technical work, and then we'll come up with something that really it has like a managerial that makes sense for managers. Okay, other things that really you see that okay, I got it from this action. Sure, I'm not asking about that. You tell me that the equation it was no, it's not that purpose. Okay. Tarek? Tarek, يلا Tarek.
Sarah, mashallah, she made it clear. Yeah, that's the main idea.
Okay. Yeah, what is the graph? Tarek, what is the graph? Okay, and no, although this method is technical, but we try to not really make it technical. And no, but what messages you feel that you received from this lecture?
There's more
impression.
There's more to data than you know, yeah. At the end of the day.
Okay.
Wide mathematics, and it's just how you analyze it, how you read it.
Perfect. From this group.
Good job.
Decision to take.
Okay, so actually, if I summarize, first of all, we should understand that predictive modeling, this type of analytics is actually a powerful tool for business intelligence that can help organizations make data-driven decisions, right? Yeah, okay, besides the techniques or the technical work, to finally we are using the predictive analytics work to make it also, okay? Also, can add to what, it's important, يعني if wanna really and tested, how can I believe this model? If it's not tested, now when we come up with a model, you tell me, oh, this is a very good model, based on what? Yeah, this model must be well tested. This is why we train the model on a data set and we test on another data set. Okay. Also, we have seen that many models we can create. There are many techniques, and I mentioned some techniques, 4 techniques, but in reality, you have like 100 techniques, not only just regression or classification, these are neural networks. But for each technique, we have what pros and cons. And this technique could do a good job here, but maybe it will fail doing a good job for another data set. كمان as I mentioned before, regression-based models are transparent. Some techniques are transparent. They can tell us, how, let's say, how these predictors are connected to what to the target guidance. They can explain what factors can impact default. Okay, but neural networks cannot explain these factors. Cannot tell me, how these factors are impacting the default. Can give me one prediction. Can tell me, okay, give me these predictors. I can tell you whether this customer or whether this client will default or not. So this is the story of predictive analytics. What time is it now?
Yes, around 20 minutes.
Okay, good. على 20 minutes on this session. Yeah, map your projects. After seeing it, how now connect it to your work or to what it exists in your departments or divisions. And now, and you are here, I think you are client, want to buy something, right? To be auction. Want to buy it, okay? And I will bring it to my department. What would you really bring after learning or knowing something about analytics, predictive analytics, etc.? So that these already you have this approach to your company, or no, as you said before, no, we do not have this culture. So how you will link it to your business? Really, I'm very interested to know from you. Yeah, أنا جد اسمع. Discussion. Okay. Nora, do you have something to say? Yeah. Really, like think and okay, and you work as managers. It's the first time you take a course on analytics, data, yeah.
And how to get
What is coming? Okay, so what would be your next step? Okay, if you are decision makers, right? That you have a budget, you have something that you can use, and what would be your next step? And will you adopt the analytics approach? If you want to adopt it, how you will proceed? How would you really bring it to your the strategy? Also, how you move forward with this?
I think we're missing the models. Okay, so after the data, we know how to.
You're missing the predictive tools. Okay, so how you will move forward? How you will complement this gap? Let's say
you need to bring experienced people who are into the fields.
Okay,
and to suggest to us, give us the predictive part.
before bringing, for example, Sarah, have you thought that maybe to ask first what we have in our, you are not technical, you don't know what is going on in MIS department or IT department, whether we have the right skills, the right talents or not, as managers now. And no, maybe the first step before recruiting from outside, at least I can do what? An exercise within my internal department with them. And after like now, I can speak the data science language a bit. You know, I am informed about some techniques. I can what? I can contact this IS department or IT department to discuss with them. Look, we have seen this in this lecture. Do we have really people that really have a knowledge and this stuff? If yes, you know, let's benefit from these people. Okay, you know, let's give them other tasks or let them respond to some request a deeper way rather than we used to do before, or just like, you know, some perspective. If really we are not able to identify people and our departments that don't have these skills, we don't have these data science in our environment. So here we can take like an action or like a further step to what? To look for some people, to recruit some people from outside. It's like at a general level. At the micro level, as you mentioned before, maybe, okay, let's bring a skilled one to our department, and this one will deal with the MIS to complement the gap, to complement what it is actually missing. And we need it, and let's bring this person, bring insights, and can actually benefit a lot from his skills. Other things to add. يعني أنا بحاول أختصركم آخر شيء إنه I'm linking this to your business, okay? I'm not interested in the techniques themselves. And look, I want to tell you something. Data tools or data analytics tools that are not an objective by themselves. They serve objectives. Yeah, they are here. It's not actually, they are not our objectives. Now, we have business objectives. We need to achieve these business objectives with the aid of what? Of some analytics tools. Other thing or other things, if you have to add before taking our last break. No, like tell me about your experience so far. Yeah, you feel like about the analytics, etc. It was heavy for you. How it was really communicated, you know. So were you able to distinguish between the technical part and the managerial part, although both were covered?
Yeah.
Okay. I now what time is it now? So we're on time.
Yeah, I have 10 minutes.
Okay, I want to discuss the issue of for example, data. We know like Vietnam, we are leaders in some sector and not leaders in others. Let's say for the advantage, they want to focus on the secretaries. So I was thinking on, okay, we have the data, we know what's the problem, which is the descriptive part. Now we want to
scale it up and it's going to move to next step. Okay.
We have the targets, but I'm thinking of ways to do some modeling. For example, using variables like age, not gender, maybe, I don't know. How can we implement that? This is what I'm thinking. Like, what can we suggest? How do we approach this?
Yeah, look, first of all, I said you can check with your department if you have some talent available there, okay?
Not that part. I'm saying when I approach our talent.
Yeah.
What do I tell them? Like, how do I When I do the model.
It's enough to explain the problem, tell them that we have this problem, as you are explaining right now, okay? And we have this problem, now we need to predict, to target, يعني, certain, set of people or groups. So,
I
you
can
have,
think of variables.
yeah,
For example,
exactly. The variables actually يعني requires like a domain expert, you know, in the field. يعني do like a kind of a box group. Okay, let's do like a brainstorming and know what kind of يعني we believe or we think that these variables might affect our target variable. So you decide on them in advance and think and know these values that really are relevant to study them, and then actually you test them. You through modeling, etc., and you see and know how these factors are impacting your output. مش أنت أكيد يعني لازم you have to start with him.
on the part which I think are not the technical part of the model. But
Yes.
on the part who gives the or the value.
Exactly, and then you explain the
I
problem.
want you to find for
Exactly.
example, people with certain income,
Exactly,
right?
yes.
Then
You need a technical person, so this is why you should first, and your role is to explain. And as you are explaining right now, explain the problem and the objectives, and you can ask them, you know, through your expertise or data analytics expertise, if they have it. And actually, how can we move forward? If they are really knowledgeable and really you have the right balance in it, they should understand easily, and they can move forward with the data and start. Building models or playing with the data in order to answer your question. Other stuff? You watched the video that I sent it before. Okay, so how was it? If you want to reflect on analytics and artificial intelligence, based on what you have seen.
for me, it was very basic.
Okay. For Sarah,
لا reinforced في أشياء في reinforced data في based on feedback there is this is new to me, it's very technical.
what is your background? What is your background?
Legal.
Okay. So
I'm
yeah.
very old school.
Okay.
Paper based, very old school, human brain, nothing because
Look, I want to tell you like an inspiring story. Every year we have a conference, it's called WIT, Women in Data Science. So this conference brings like data scientists from around the world. They are women, and it just, I don't know why, it was actually adopted by Stanford before they started at Stanford, and then UB took a part. And there was a lady like from LinkedIn. So you have accounts, I think, like on LinkedIn. Her background, I think it was something also related to laws and etc. Not related at all to data science or any analytics. She explained actually. She talked about her journey. How she was perceiving before that analytics, something like the monster, something like really I would never really get into it. I know it's something like completely, as I said, Chinese. But after that, she started learning coding. You know how to code things. She had a passion actually to learn about it, and now she's one of the top data scientists in LinkedIn.
I'm telling you that would never be me.
Okay.
Nothing related to
Just like I'm
But
telling
then
you,
what-
yeah, it was actually like something like never and she would consider. But after that, now you know that the world is shifting toward data science and AI. And now the most successful programs or master's degrees are in data science, and there is really a high demand on that. We have a program at our School of Business at the UB. Business Masters of Business Analytics. Students actually got hired before they finished their degree. So all companies, all organizations are looking for
But don't you think like having such a trust in AI towards the future, there will be less demand on the actual human inputs?
unfortunately
يعني
يعني
يسووا
يعني-
AI and they will build coding systems and structure some mechanism and algorithm بعد 10 سنين هدول نفسهم they will not be necessary those people.
But this is why this environment is evolving rapidly. يعني you have to be really up to date. يعني now look انه بسرعه كل شيء صار سريع يعني really انه الجروث عم بيكون بشكل يعني في اكسبلوشن في سرعه. لا راح يضل they update when this is the point. If you keep updating yourself and يعني being up to date with what is going on in technology and all this stuff, so sure you will not lose your job. And maybe you will.
I'm not saying
Transform it.
it's like there is less reliance on.
Now you will transform it. This is why we have now like digital transformation, you know, and like we are really transforming our lives even. And we have to change sometimes our mindset. And we should have like digital mindset sometimes, and our jobs or work can take like another form. And about taking the example, our chicken newspapers, right? People buy like a newspaper, they read it, etc. They enjoy holding the newspaper and read it. Now, بالكويت بعد عندكم؟
ايه موجود.
في بس يمكن
ممكن.
من بعد ما قرأت 50 صفحة صارت الحين مستعجل شوي.
ايه بس قد ايه في بعد ستيل انه بعد it's not like
الكبار بس old people.
all people بس the new generation I don't think a new generation will hold like a newspaper.
ميديا شانل موجود.
Exactly. على البرج اوكي بس انا قعدت اكزامبل ساره انه يعني we didn't lose انه بمعنى مهنه الصحافه but it's like transformed to something else. We still have the expertise etc. but the technology the digital age هلا هذا العصر الرقمي يعني اذا بدنا نسميه اخذنا على غير محل يعني we have like now websites platforms etc. but still انه the human interaction human beings هن that produce هذا الماتيريال.
Actually now the ChatGPT is actually replacing and giving answers and comments يعني
No.
شفت مرة
واحد بيعرف
it's scary بس يعني
yeah it's a good assistant
gives you
but it's a good assistant but never can solve like or replace a human being. So
عشان شنو معلومات يغير لك.
will never replace like a human being like and completely يعني look and I think
شيء واحد اتوقع
يعني انا let's say I'm doing my research.
عاطفه بس هو ما عنده عاطفه بس يعطيك اجوبه افضل من الانسان.
لا not all على فكره not all answers are correct by the ChatGPT. You have to be careful.
أنا human will give you actually
ايه لا بس انتم يعني شو clarify not replace my work as a researcher. بمعنى كيف انه ChatGPT will not create the data that I'm looking for. انا it's me who will control it. It can be my assistant. يعني this is why يعني نحن بنشتغل from the technology to be our assistant not to replace us never replace us. So this is that.
المفروض
I differ on that. I think they will.
this is the point.
They will.
Hey.
Learn by itself.
Yeah لا my sense
The sense of feelings might not be.
but don't forget انه who are actually developing these human beings and you should update يعني all the time انه هذا الالجوريثم او هذا الالجوريثم هو updated by human being.
هو شريحه معينه اللي ما راح يقدروا يستغنون عنها بس الباقي يستغنوا.
انه lot of things
شريحة هذه ما قاعد تجيب معلومات مو شرايح اللي تاخذها وابلودك على هذا
بلا اكيد يعني
يعني تعلم مثلا
يعني
بس فهم ما توصل
anyway so this is another debate. Let's take now a break and I think now it's a lunch break right now at the 30 minutes. 30 minutes and after that we talk about ethical concerns. Sarah,